is only war.
What is up, Dirtbag Nation? We got a special video for you guys today. We are doing a Grey Knight tactical secondary video. So what I've been running with Grey Knights recently is fixed secondaries, and actually has been proven to be quite well when it comes to secondary point value. So I actually made a video for you guys. It's against one of our old friends that we actually used to play with a long time ago. He's getting back into 10th edition, so I wanted to make kind of like a video. I took pictures, but I want to do a more tactical video with Grey Knights compared to just a battle report. We didn't get to finish the whole game, so I thought it'd be a good idea to give you some ideas and tactical advice when it comes to Grey Knights. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate you click on the video. We did get ranked #1 Grey Knight player in 2023 season last year in the world. So that's kind of how we got a lot of guys coming over to the Dirtbag Nation, especially who play Grey Knights. 10th edition, they are super fun. It's completely different type of meta and play style when it comes to Grey Knights. You kind of have to change your mindset from 9th edition to 10th edition. So that was the biggest thing that it took me to figure out, going from killing as basically whatever you wanted on the Grey Knight side to now not killing really anything, but more solely focused on secondaries and just hopping around the table and kind of like push them and then run really fast away. Flash reference. But this video, again, it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm going to go over two main secondaries that you're going to be wanting to be focused on, and one that you could switch up here and there. The list we'll go over, and then we'll go over the whole game, the first couple turns, and what you should be focused on when it comes to this type of Grey Knights for 10th edition. So first, thanks for all my Patreons. I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. If you guys are new and you do want to support the channel, you like these types of videos, head over to patreon.com. All these videos come up first for you guys on Patreon. Also, there's competitive scene when it comes to Patreon. If you guys want to get it in the competitive scene, learn tactics, one-on-one coaching with me and the other dirtbags. And if you guys are grandmasters as well, you guys get to see me play lists that you guys want to see live on the tabletop. So you get to know kind of how we run it, tactics, and we kind of coach you in the video for the Grandmaster Patrons. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely head over to the Patreon page. These objectives that you see in the picture are up for sale on 3D6 Wargaming. They are sponsoring us. As well as the dice which are used and the stickers. So all the images you can actually buy on Discord if you guys are interested in that. So let's get into the video. First, we'll go over the list. All right, guys, and check it out. This is the list. So this is actually a list made from a Grandmaster. Wanted me to test it out. Tested it out. Really liked it. Some tweaks I did here and there. But this has gotten basically 90 to 100 points every single time I played fixed. Primary, a little bit different, but at least you're really just focused on getting fixed secondaries every single time. We're going to come up with some ideas and things that we might change, but here's what you guys will see on the tabletop. Brother Captain Stern, this guy, once I went over the video on the channel, it's ranking a tier list for Grey Knights. I saw this guy and I was like, why am I not playing this guy? After running Shellax with Chaos, getting back up on a 2+ is one of the best skills in the game for 10th edition for secondaries. So this guy, small 40 mil base with the Terminator, comes down. Grey Knights can be, come right outside 3 inches, so you can almost never block him out. Do an action, get behind enemy lines, and if he happens to die at the end of the phase, he just gets back up. So if you're going into somebody like Tau, like we are today, if they shoot them, most likely they're not going to charge them because it's Tau. So he's just amazing for this list. We'll go over in the video where I put him and why I put him there and stuff like that. So Brother Chaplain, this is the guy that you can interchange between units. Now I would really want to test the Chaplain just because against vehicles you almost will never kill a vehicle. Even the big knights are going to be really hard to try and kill. This guy gives you a little bit of fight in the melee phase. Now you can do this guy, you can do a Brother Captain, you could do a Grandmaster. It's completely up to you what type of really firepower / melee power you want to bring to the units. You just want to not have a character because you want to bring Sigil of Exigence. Sigil is going to be able to be super defensive and kind of teleport all over the table. I am pairing him up with a Terminator squad, full 10-man. They're going to be my bully unit. So it's either a Grandmaster with Paladins, or Chaplain with Terminators, or Brother Captain with Terminator. Like, you want the big Terminator squad to like keep bringing guys back and be super annoying to pin down, because you have the Mist of Deimos where you can just get out of dodge, or you can do Sigil and get out of dodge as well. Plus there's a lot of tactics to do Sigil or Mist and then rapid ingress in the same turn, which is pretty cool. So that's the Chaplain with the Sigil. Super cheap, 105 points with Sigil. Can't beat it. Tech Marine, this is the tactic that the Grandmaster brought in, was the Tech Marine. Cheapest HQ that we can get, smaller base, and he's got First of the Fray. So First of the Fray lets you bring a unit in turn 1 via Deep Strike. So having the behind enemy lines, engage in all fronts, deploy teleport homers, whatever it may be, you're able to get that turn 1. It's really hard to get fixed secondaries turn 1 for some armies, but with this army, we're so mobile and fast that we're actually able to get both secondaries turn 1. And if we go second, it's even easier to get the secondaries. So that is why we bring this guy. 95 points. If he dies, hey, he got you turn 1 secondaries, which is all you can ask for from this guy. If he lives, hey, another turn of doing actions. So that is why we bring the Tech Marine. Castling Crow, I still love him. He's still one of my favorite characters. He is in here to be the anti-infantry, killing models off of objectives and helping you steal objectives. So also he's really good into killing knights, baby knights, just because of the +1 hit, +1 wound. So once he gets down to half strength, you're actually able to get +1 to wound in shooting and melee. So him just being a kind of like a glass cannon, he's going to be with a 10-man purifier unit for the flamers and the purify flame and all the fun stuff. So that's why we still are bringing Castling Crow, just so we can have some type of killy in the list. Drago should be in every list, honestly, guys. Like, you should not make a Grey Knight list without Drago. The 3-inch charge out of Deep Strike was taken way too much advantage of in the beginning of 10th edition. So it was, I mean, he should be honestly a lot better. He was 155 points starting out. Now he's only 125. He just hits so hard. Not good into vehicles too often. Like, AP4 is cool, but you still wound on 5s. But anything toughness 8 or lower, he is going to demolish. AP4, 3 damage, auto wounding on the charge with Terminators, and just stealing objectives. So with your 17-point Terminator unit with Drago, OBSEC, you're able to come down, charge 6 inches, kill something, consolidate, steal an objective. That's why he's there. Then we have our 5-man Terminator squad. Now I'm still torn between Incinerators and Psy Cannons. I think Psy Cannons in the 5 or in the 10-man, or just all Incinerator. Honestly, it's preference. You know, it's really what's your meta. Are you doing a lot of Marines where you want strength 8, AP1, 2 damage? Are you doing a lot of vehicles where like the strength 6 is actually a little bit better? Into like baby knights, stuff like that. So it's really up to you if you want to just go with the flamers, which is good into Eldar and stuff. So probably keep the flamers. And here we got 2 flamers, and then we got a strike squad, because strike squads are still really fucking good. Pre-game move 6 inches, sticky objectives for a teleporting all over the table unit. 1 Psy cannon, just long range shots randomly. So that's why we always have a strike squad in every list that we have. So turn 1, you start them like either right on the line so they can go backwards behind the cover, or forwards, staying on your home field objective. So that way at turn 1, you at least have a sticky object, and then you can move off it. 2 squads of interceptors, and why we have 2 is because of the move 6 inches after shooting, so they can come down outside 9, shoot, and then move 6 inches onto an objective. You can block out, you can move block, you can hop down, shoot, hop back behind cover. A lot of stuff you can do with these guys. They're so mobile, speed 12. Even if you have 2 of these guys left in the squad, or even one model left in the squad, as long as you pass battle shock, you're able to kind of like move up, advance auto 6, so 18 inches. You can shoot and then move again. So there's a lot of tricks you can do with the interceptor squad. But really, for deploy teleport homers, you can essentially advance, spend 1 CP, deploy teleport homers, and get 1 guy into the deployment zone for behind me lines as well. So these guys are super mobile with Grey Knights. That's why having 2 squads of them at 135 points is a steal. I think they were 160, 165 before the nerf or buff. Purify squad, full squad, 4 Purify, 4 Incinerators, and Purify Flames. That's why we bring the squad with Crow. And then for the allied units, Kaldis Assassin, because so good for secondaries. Super small bottle, can have her own teleport assault ability, essentially. So her polymorph ability gets the teleporter all over the table. Inquisitor Codiez is because this is very CP hungry list. You have to be careful what you're using CP for, and only using CP to get you really secondaries or protect your unit. You're going to protect the unit that is going to be the most with secondary points. So that is why Codiez is in here, because if the enemy opponent gets a CP, let's say Eldar or Chaos Space Marines or something like that, where they orcs where they get a CP, you have a potential chance on a 3+ to also get, is it 3+ or 2+? I think it's 2+, to also get a CP back, just because he's in the list. Now, he doesn't have to be on the table to proc it, so that's also good. So if you want to keep him in reserves, you can do that. But we have an extra 60 points. So 40 points, usually you just bring 4 Inquisitor Henchmen. But since we have an extra 20 points, I don't know what to add for 20 points. That's why you have you have some leeway with this Chaplain. If you want to go Grandmaster or something like that, you have the points to do it. But if you're doing the Chaplain, you can do an extra 20 points to get a Gun Servitor in there, and mainly a Mystic. So the Mystic's going to give you a 12-inch bubble of no deep strike while the Inquisitor Codiez is leading them. So he has to be leading them for him for the Mystic to get the 12-inch no deep strike aura. So they're basically just camping out on your backfield, making sure that nobody comes within 12 inches of your objective. So if she's like dead center, and then you measure out 12 inches from the corner, you kind of draw a big circle 12 inches in your backfield, so that way nobody can come in there. The Interceptors, which are super popular right now from Space Marines, they can't come down within 3. Gene Stealer Call can't come down. Another Grey Knight player can't come down. So this is like having your own Space Marine infiltrator unit in your backfield. So that's why I added the extra 20 points for the Mystic in this list. So that is the list, guys. Let me know what you like, didn't like, suggestions, all that stuff. But then we're going to go over why this is so good for secondaries. All right, guys, here is the board setup. This is our boy Marcelo. He's playing Tau versus our Grey Knights. And you can see the deployment. It is going to be the Dawn of War deployment, long table edges. Not Dawn of War, whatever this one is, where it's sideways, and then we have 18 inches on this side, 18 inches on that side. Got a lot of tanks. This is a very competitive list. There is a unit with this thing in there, which I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before. But he's got that with the fire team, hammerhead, this big gun, transport with breachers inside, which breachers are just insane right now. A lot of times they just hop out, dump their load, and then shoot everything off the table. Stealth suit behind this cover. There is a unit in between here, these Pathfinder guys. I think they have pregame move, so they probably started there and then pregame moved up to there. 3 broadsides, which I told him he's got to get bigger bases just for a tournament scene. They're on like the really small 40 mil bases because he hasn't played in a long time. So this is a setup. Our setup a little bit different. So if we have turn 1, we have to figure out what the hell we're going to be doing. Our secondaries. Let's go over secondaries. So secondaries, guys, is going to be deploy teleport homer and behind enemy lines. Now, the thing that you could sub out is behind enemy lines. If you have a mission where it's the 9-inch circle center in the center, and then you're playing corners, that one's a little bit harder to get behind enemy lines, but it's easier to get engage in all fronts. So you could either do behind enemy lines or engage in all fronts. Engage in all fronts, it lets you do kind of like really spread out your army in almost every corner. And turn 1, it's easier to get because you're able to deep strike your first to the fray tech priests in their deployment zone. Within 3 inches, boom, now you have engaged on fronts on all 4 corners because you're able to move a unit over here, unit over there, unit over there, and then you have those guys come back there. Now going second, so much easier because you're able to pick up 3 units at the end of turn 1 and teleport them really anywhere. So you can get behind enemy lines with 2 units as long as they, are giving you a 9-inch bubble somewhere, or if you spend 1 CP to have somebody come within 3 inches, and then you have your interceptors potentially can hop out or advance, shoot, and then move back. So there's a couple different ways that you can get it turn 1 with 2 units. So that's the secondaries that we're going to be going over in this game is behind enemy lines, because he's got a pretty long table edge, as well as investigate signals. It's easier late in the game, but you want to try and get a turn 1 as soon as possible. So I think we actually have turn 1. Yeah, so we actually move everything up. Oh no, he has turn 1, sorry. He has turn 1. So he doesn't really have anything crazy to do just because I'm hiding everything. So how we deployed was we had our strikes right here. They're able to move out 6 inches, get on the objective to make it sticky. We have interceptors right on the board edge here, again, to kind of move up, shoot, and move over, or move up, charge something, consolidate, whatever you need them to do. We have a unit of purifiers with Crow in the back here, because if I have teleport assault, I can just pick them up and move them anywhere. Unit of 10 Terminators with the Chaplain over here to get, again, same thing, pick them up, move them over. The Assassins with them as well, and then another unit Interceptor Squad back here so they can hop up, control this objective, or do whatever they need to do. So both Interceptors, one on each side. Strikes are there to, do something by controlling the objective. Purifiers, Terminators, and then deep striking, we have Drago with the Terminators. The obviously first of the fray. Codiez and Inquisition is coming in from reserves. And I believe, and Stern is deep strike. Now Stern should be on the table, just in case I get teleport assault, I can just pick him up and put him somewhere else. So Stern is a solo model. He can be deployed anywhere. I can put him back here, there, over there. So Stern should be on the table. I forgot about that. So turn 1, he moves up, doesn't really get anything crazy. He controls this objective, moves up his stealth infiltrator guys, moves up on that objective. These guys scooch up and kind of just wait for me to come out. So this is after his turn 1. He moves up this guy on the objective, all these guys spread out. And then he keeps everything within 9 inches, so I can't deep strike really anybody in his deployment zone, which is smart. Having a player come back that hasn't played in a while and still able to deep strike or block out 9 inches like purposely is pretty cool skill. We did bring back our first of the fray dude back here within 3 inches. Now, how you want to do this is you want to try not to be shot with either Overwatch or next turn just get blown off the table as easy as possible. So since he has so many tanks out front here, I don't want any of them to get a lucky 6 and just nuke my guy off the table, because that's pointless of him dying to an Overwatch. So I put him here because line of sight, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys won't be able to see him because of this terrain feature. So he's not going to spend 1 CP to shoot me with 4 ranger guys in the back for Overwatch. It's not worth it for him, and it protects me because nobody else can really see me. This terrain thing over there, the green, is all ruins, so nobody can see me. The broadsides can't see me from over there. All the tanks can't see me up here, so I'm able to kind of just sneak them in over there. Now that gets me behind enemy lines for 3 on turn 1 and deploy teleport homers for 4 on turn 1 in my enemy deployment zone. So that gets me 7 points turn 1 from 1 model. So max would be 8 for you, so you're able to get 7. It might be 2 points. I think it's 6. Yeah, so it's 4 and then 2. If you have 2 models behind the enemy zone, it's 4. So you get 6 out of 8 potential points turn 1 with just 1 model. Now, if we had teleport assault, and let's say they had like plenty of room back here with another model, let's say like Stern or something, you could just pick up Stern, drop him in this back corner all the way over here, back here, if there's room, and then that would have got you 2 behind enemy lines. So it would have got you 4, and then deploy teleport, we got you another 4. And why Stern is so good, because again, if he dies in their shooting phase, on a 2+, he just stands back up. He's probably not going to be charged. So then on your turn again, he just stands there, gets behind enemy lines, and does teleport homers for another freaking turn. And it soaks up some damage, some shots randomly. Everything else kind of moved up. We picked up our Purifier squad, we picked up our Terminator squad, and I believe that was it. Everything else kind of stayed where they were. So the Interceptors hopped out. They charged this stealth suit, and once I was done charging them, I piled back on towards the objective behind the wall. So I moved up, charged, and then piled 3 inches behind the wall, so that way it was harder for him to shoot, and he had to kind of go around the building to get line of sight. But the breachers just got out and killed him anyway. Strikes made this sticky, and then on my turn they backed up and just blocked out the backfield from getting some deep strikes. So he can't deep strike anywhere from, let's say, here all the way down to here. Can't deep strike just because of the strike unit. We still have the assassin back here blocking out 9 inches back here, and then Crow's blocking out 9 inches from here. So basically all this corner is blocked out just from this guy these guys and these guys. He could probably get somebody in back here, but it's not really worth it to him because they're not going to be on the objective, and they can't really. I mean, they could shoot the assassin, but I don't think they're going to throw down a 600 point unit just to kill a 90 point assassin. So Coenen's unit killed off this unit up here, and then these guys flew down and just shot at everything in this tank just to try and do something. Now they're not going to kill it, but if I can make this charge, that'd be awesome. So try and charge, interceptors try and charge. These guys came down and tried to charge. So how many made the charge? The Terminators didn't make the charge, and the Purifiers, I think, did make the charge. No, I think everybody failed the charge. So everybody basically failed the charge. So I was just kind of hanging out there for a turn. Didn't really do anything. Now, what he does is he kind of brings down his big-ass FU unit right in the front here and nukes Crow's unit. So I think I spent 1 CP for the -1 AP or -1 strat. Armor pen strat, and it didn't matter. That unit just deletes whatever it wants to delete. These guys, you know what they are. So they came down, deleted the Purifiers. They didn't really make up their points. They killed like a 70 point unit. Not really worth it. So I probably should have been a little bit more defensive with them. Now, what he did here was he moved this tank up and got the breachers out. And when he did that, I spent 1 CP to pick up my Terminator unit and put them into reserves. Then at the end of his turn, I rapid ingress them back down here behind cover from these guys and basically out of range of these guys. So these guys kind of backed up. They can only shoot 10 inches. So they backed outside of 10 inches and outside of line of sight of everything else. So that's a really, really good strat when it comes to mist and then rapid ingress. It's 2 CP, but it sets you up for a really good charge next turn. And that's what the chaplain wants to do, is get that unit into combat as soon as possible. Drago on my turn came down over here to get the 6-inch charge to try and steal this objective back from him. Stern came down via deep strike because I forgot to put him on the table, but he came down outside 9 inches over here behind my head. Fuck. So Stern is right there. Came down in the opponent's deployment zone outside 9 inches of everybody, and then he did deploy teleport homers. They nuked my tech marine. I needed 2 units back in here, so we moved up the interceptors that were here. They basically scooted up, shot, and then moved 6 inches into the opponent's deployment zone. So that way I was able to get 2 units in the opponent's deployment zone and a teleport homer. So now we maxed out 8 on turn 2. So we got 6 on turn 1, 8 on turn 2. We're already on a good pace. We still have, our big FU Terminator unit. We got Drago's unit. Assassin got picked up, brought back down over there. These interceptors got picked up, teleport sword brought back down to try and charge and get on this objective. So that's basically what we're trying to do. Is we're going to move up, shoot these guys hopefully off the objective. They can shoot hopefully them off the objective and make the charge. Terminators scooch up, charge the F out of this unit. Now you can't overwatch because I stayed on this side of the wall. So I want to make that like 5-inch charge through the wall, and you can't overcharge or overwatch until I'm done my movement. It's before or after I'm done my movement. So you can't see me before. So when I get to you in combat, you can't overwatch me because you're engaged in combat. So that was my turn 2 with the secondaries, and we made our charge on Drago squad to kill that tank. We made the charge on our big FU Terminator brick, and we actually made a charge, 9-inch charge with our interceptor squad. I think he spent 1 CP to get the guys back into the tank. So I was able to kind of like still make it to the tank because I think I rolled 10. So I charged them. He got back in. I charged the tank, and everybody else is still alive. So Stern is still chilling there. Interceptors are chilling there. We tagged this tank after killing that tank, and we kill, I think, 4 of the dudes here. So all he has left is 1, 2, 3 guys. So I think it was a 6-man unit. So we killed 3 other suits. Might have been 7-man unit. It's either 6 or 7-man unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-man unit. We killed 4 of them, which is awesome on the charge. So these guys get +1 to hit, or they get +1 to wound with the chaplain being in the squad. So they auto wound on 6s on the charge because of Terminators, and then they get +1 to wound. So they wound normally on 4s down to 3s because I think they're T6. If they're T7, then it's 5s to 4s, which is way better, or 4s to 3s. So we're able to get a ton of wounds through these guys, and all he's left is the character and then 2 suits after that. Then obviously Drago's just kind of chilling over here. He gets his guys out of the vehicle, moves them over. Vehicle falls back, so Drago's kind of in the wind. He's got his broadsides lining up to either shoot and kill Drago or finish off Stern. These guys up here are just giving marker lights to everybody. These guys fall back on the objective. All these tanks are just lined up to shoot my dudes over here. So I think actually now, so I actually didn't miss of Deimos. What I did on this turn, sorry about that, is they were targeted with a shot. So he moved up his unit and got his breachers out. He targeted this unit with a shot, which then I was able to sigil. So actually I sigils over to here instead of mist and rapid ingress. So it saved me 2 CP. So he shot my Terminator unit. I then sigiled over here, instead of misting. So that way I didn't have sigil at the end of the game for this holy shit, I'm going to die moment. All these Terminators are in the center, and he lines up just everything into them. I think I spent 1 CP for the -1 AP, or they have a 4-up invuln, so I might have just taken the invuln. But these guys fall back, so they can't do anything. These guys are shooting everything into Drago. I think Drago's the last one alive in this unit. Yeah, Drago is alive on 2 wounds down here from all the Tal shooting. And then up here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys alive with the chaplain. So we killed 4 Terminators with the chaplain. And that was that. So on his turn 3, this is what we have left. We have Terminators with the chaplain, which basically would just they still own this point. So they would kind of just either mop up these guys and consolidate back onto the point, or go after the tanks. But I probably would go after these guys rather than the tanks. I would just tie the tank up with combat. Drago would basically just shoot and charge these guys getting off this objective to try and take it back. The interceptors over here would basically hop up, shoot all these like little dudes, and then charge probably the guys on the objective or the tanks. Assassin's still alive, so she's just going to be hopping probably in his deployment zone next turn to get deploy teleport homers. Stern honestly is still alive. He shot his big guys into Drago to kill Drago's squad, so Stern could literally walk up and shoot and charge these guys if he really wanted to, or just sit there and do deploy teleport homers. But I should be able to get behind enemy lines and deploy teleport homers again next turn with the assassin, Stern, and the interceptor squad over here. Everybody else is kind of just cleaning up the board. Codiez and the henchmen didn't come on yet, but they could have walked on his deployment zone on turn 3 back here, and again done deploy teleport homers or engage in all fronts. Behind enemy lines. And then again we have teleport assault, so next turn we can just pick people up and just kind of keep doing that. So at the end of the game, it really came down to primary, because our secondaries we would have got what is it, 98. So we would have got 98 points. No, not 98 points. Sorry. We would have got 38 out of 40 for secondary points, compared to his tactical, which he would have got a lot for, because all of his missions were really good. Like he was getting like 10, 10, 10 on his first 3 turns, just because everything was kind of set up. His missions drawn were really good. So that is a example of, guys, how fixed secondaries for Grey Knights could work pretty reliably if you have a list and play your tactics based off of your secondary mission. Now, we don't kill a ton, like I said, but you have to be smart with the units that you do bring on and try and focus down and kill. Now, the big FU battle crisis unit, they're the ones that we're most afraid of, because whatever they look at gets deleted. So if they come down and kill your 10-man squad, that was a big oopsie. So if we would have, I guess, if he would have came down and focused everything into the Terminator squad rather than the Purifier squad, then we would have lost our big, bully unit. The interceptors probably could have died to all the other tanks shooting at them, but that was the biggest thing. Is like I probably should have saved Sigil for the big FU unit. Now, why I didn't save sigil was because he deep struck his battle suit unit here to shoot the purifiers, so I could have sigiled over here, which is what I did, and brought them closer to that unit over here, because next turn I was able to move up and charge them to try and kill them. So that's my goal, is to get them into combat and kill them, because shooting, we're not going to kill them to shooting. Like, there's almost no way Grey Knights are going to kill anything to shooting in 10th edition. It's very, very difficult. So it's a lot of random bolt gun shots, wounding on probably 5s and 6s, and then getting the charge off to try and, kill them with the chaplain for +1 to wound. That's why we have the chaplain in this unit instead of like the Grandmaster and stuff like that, because we're not going to be able to shoot them dead. We can charge them dead by using our stratagems, but not shoot them dead. So that's our secondaries, guys. Fixed Grey Knights, it's probably one of the best ways to go right now in 10th edition. You can play tactical. We are a very, very, very good army, probably one of the best armies with secondaries and tactical, because we could just move anywhere on the board at any given time. So if you want to be more consistent and have a list specifically made for the consistency in 10th edition with fixed, deploy teleport homers behind enemy lines, engage in all fronts. Those are the ones you're really aiming for, and then just fighting over those primaries is how you're going to get 90 to 100 points every single game with fixed. So we have a lot of OPSEC in our Terminator units. We can bring Terminators back with the Apothecary, and we can always, miss the Deimos and rapid ingress the same turn to either steal an objective, or get back onto objective, or get onto objective to defend an objective. Let's say somebody picks deployed teleport or steal enemy objective, like back here. If he's kind of moving towards me or towards this objective, and he wants to shoot and pile onto the objective, I can just rapid ingress my ass back on this objective, so that way he can't steal it on his turn to save 8 points from your opponent. So again, small stuff like that. There's a lot of tactical stuff on the channel. So if you guys want to go check those out, go watch those videos. There's a lot of them. And if you guys want to support the channel and you like videos like this, head over to Patreon so you get to see first access of these videos. And there's a lot of secondary how-to videos for the Patreons in our tactical videos. Live Monday Night Gaming's videos are going to be posted on Patreon. You guys get to watch a full game. If you guys are Grandmasters, you get to ask for specific matchups or army lists that you guys want to see on the tabletop. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. Dice, dirtbag stickers, and objectives are all up for sale on Discord. If you guys are going to LBO, definitely come up and say hi. I might give you some limited edition dirtbag dice. Come up and say that you're a dirtbag. We're gonna have a bunch of them there, and new dice are actually arriving in the next couple of days. Lime green, bright ass orange, and red and vortex white. That's gonna look sick. So that's for our Coen brethren, dudes over there, and Blood Angels. So appreciate it, guys. Good luck. Let me know in the comments what you liked and like, how we can improve, and we will see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? Welcome to the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. This is going to be support to the Dirtbag Nation, just to give you a little insight on what we're trying to do and trying to grow into. We're trying to grow a brand name of the Dirtbag Nation, 40k Dirtbags, going all over the country and coaching people to get better at the game of 40k. We have really good coaching over at the Dirtbag Nation. Myself is ranked #1 for Grey Knights in the world last year in 9th edition. This year, we're currently ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world on ITC 40k rankings. So we have a lot of experience over at the channel, and a lot of the coaches are going to start joining in and joining the Dirtbag Nation to help you guys get better at 40k. If you guys are new to the Patreon page, we have a couple different tiers. The first tier is the $1 tier. That's basically just coming over, supporting us for $1 a month. You get first access to the Dirtbag videos up on Patreon. The next tier is a $5 tier. Basically, you get first access as well as just have a little bit more branding with the Patreon Discord page. And you want to support us a little bit more than $1 a month. I really appreciate both you guys. The $10 tier is a competitive Dirtbag page. That's where we get more into the tactics, one-on-one coaching on the Discord. And if you guys have any questions, comments, list ideas, tactics, or game questions, you guys get to message us one-on-one through Discord. Make sure you take advantage of that, because it's completely up to you to ask me any questions you possibly need in the 40k community. Finally, we have the Grandmaster Dirtbag. That Dirtbag is above and beyond. They come out and they basically want us to coach them one-on-one with calls on via Discord, TTS games, battle reports, or any tactical videos that you guys want suggestions to. You guys will get first access to, and we actually play live games for you guys, or go over battle reports for our Grandmasters. Anything armies that you want to see specifically on the tabletop, that's the Grandmaster Dirtbag page. So it's just an explanation on what the different tiers are for Patreon. But again, thank you so much for the support. If you guys are thinking about it, you do have really good coaching. We drink beers, we have fun, we just kind of chill out and teach you guys how to have fun at 40k, unlike some other people on YouTube. But have fun at 40k, be good, win some games, more than you're averagely winning over there all over the world. And if you guys really just want to support the channel, we have our $1 and $5 a month as well. There's all the stickers and dice available to you guys at a discount, and you have your own Patreon tab in Discord that nobody else has access to besides you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to grow Dirtbag Nation as much as we possibly can in 2024 and get it all thanks to you guys. Appreciate it.